Everyone, it's Lori, and in this video I wanted to talk to you about several ways that you can merge images together. So if you're shooting landscape or even macro, often you will want to take multiple exposures of an image, or you'll want to make multiple images with different focus areas. And then you're going to need to combine those images to get your final product. So there's several ways to do that, and some are going to be easier or simpler than others. So let's get started, and I'll show you some ways that I like to combine images. So I have this scene where we had this gorgeous large sky, but we also had a lot of shadows in the mountains, and we had this gorgeous water. And I wanted to capture this scene with various exposures so that I'd have a lot of information to work with when I came back to edit. So I started at 1/10 of a second, which you can see on the histogram is really heavy over here in the shadows. And then I started inching it up. And so this has a lot more data across the histogram at 1/70th. And then I've got one at 1/80th. And then we come up and I have 1/75th. And you can see now I've got all this data over here in the whites and the highlights, as well as in this mid-tone range. So with these four images, I've got really a lot of detail that I can bring out throughout the image. So I want to try to combine these to see how I can create that final look. So the first thing I want to do is click Shift, and I'm going to click it on this first one so that I have these four images together. So I've got these set, and I think that I was shooting on a tripod, so we're going to see because I have not edited these images yet. So the first thing I'm going to do is you can go up to Edit and go over to actually Photo, and then you can go to Edit In is one way. You can also go to Photo Merge. The other way is if you are comfortable with your trackpad or mouse, you can right click and then you can do Photo Merge. So here in Lightroom, there is a merge tool, and it merges to create an HDR image. So we're going to try this first to see how it works. So you just click it, and it's going to merge the images together. Now, I usually try to click Auto Align, and if you've shot on a tripod or you know that your images are stacked perfectly and in perfect alignment, then it will work. If your images are not aligned, you're going to get a notice, and what's going to happen is you won't really be able to use this tool because it won't match up your images. So the Lightroom option works really nice if you've used a tripod and you don't have a lot of wind movement. So we're going to see, and it worked. I thought I was on a tripod. All right, so for ghosting, I usually set mine at low. That's where it removes any, ghosting that comes from combining the images. So now we're going to click Merge, and Lightroom is going to create this merged image for us to work with. So it's loading up here in the left. You can see it's going to take just a minute. So that is by far the easiest way to merge your images together, and it usually does, again, a really nice job. If for some reason your images are not aligned, then you're going to need to edit them in Photoshop or another program. Also, if you want to really customize your blend and you are a Photoshop user, then you may want to open your images in Photoshop and blend them. And I'll explain that further in just a minute. All right, so let's take a look and see. Here is the HDR image that it created. And wow, I think it did a really nice job. If we look at our histogram, it's really nice. We've got lots of detail everywhere. We can see all these people below that I'm gonna crop out. But we've got some good detail in the shadows, and we've got the highlights. And if I turn on the highlight blinky, I'm not seeing any highlights blown out. It also really kind of softened these clouds, and the water is still really nice and smooth. So I'm pretty happy with it. But let's go ahead and let me show you a couple other ways that you can modify this image. So I'm going to go back and click all four. I'm going to right click. And there's another option where you can do Edit In, and you can merge to Hdr Pro in Photoshop. So I'm going to show you that way next. And it's another way that you can merge images together. Now, some of you may not use Photoshop, or maybe you do. I would encourage you to try this HDR Merge. It does a nice job, and then the image is in Photoshop where you can continue making edits. So it's going to process, and what's great is it opens them all as layers, and then it's going to merge it. Now what we'll be able to do is see how this does it compared to the Lightroom. I typically only see just maybe a little bit of difference, and sometimes it's not enough to warrant the extra step. If you're not comfortable with Photoshop, then doing it in Lightroom works great. Just be sure you've shot the image on a stable surface, or using a tripod. Now, when it comes through in Photoshop, you do have these options. So you can click edge smoothness if you want that. If you want to apply a preset, you can. You can click to remove ghost, which is helpful, especially if you have people in your image. It will make sure it removes those. You can go ahead and make any exposure adjustments. So if you wanted to, I'm going to leave that so that we can compare the images. And you can also enhance detail here or any other aspect. I typically don't do any of that in this setting. I'm just going to click OK. And it's going to create the file for us. And it will load in just a minute. Okay, so here's the Photoshop version. Again, we've got beautiful sky. We've got some great details still here in the water. Now, I find that Photoshop renders things a little bit darker than Lightroom. So just, I don't know, it could just be the way my screen projects it. But let's go back to Lightroom and let's look at the HDR. So I want to make sure I have the HDR that we did that has not been edited. Yeah. Okay. So this is the HDR image, and you can see the blues are a little bit bluer in Lightroom. And if we go over to Photoshop, you can see this HDR gives a much softer kind of look, and the blues are not as punchy as they are over in Lightroom. It doesn't mean that you can't bring this back to Lightroom and make some additional adjustments. You can, but I think if you look at the comparison, Lightroom's done a really nice job of merging them together, and now we can continue to work on the image. Now, there's a fourth way that you can merge images together, because sometimes you may not like the way it's processed using the HDR options. So let's go. I'm going to click on these 4 images one more time. And whoops, let me make sure I've got the right 4 selected. So I'm going to come over here and clear that out. Okay, there's our first image. And we're going to go down to our last image. Sometimes I write them down if I've got too many images up here. Okay, so I'm going to right click again, and I'm going to do edit in. Now this time I'm going to do open as layers in Photoshop. So this would be a third way that you can blend images together. And even if you don't like Photoshop or don't use it, this is an easy method. So Photoshop is going to open all the images as layers. And then what we're going to do is we're going to use the auto features to blend these. It's not an HDR, but it's going to be just an auto option that's going to blend your images together nicely, and it's looking for your focus areas. So that is one option that you can do to blend. Okay, so we've got our images here, and it doesn't really matter what order they're in. The last image will be highlighted, so you can see if I move to this image, it highlights it. So what we want to do is come down and use the shift key to highlight the bottom, which is going to highlight the entire stack. So again, you have one highlighted, use the shift key to come up and highlight your entire stack. Now you can come over to edit, and the first thing we're going to do is auto align. We want to do this even if we shot on a tripod, just to be sure there's no movement in our image. So this will just double check that everything is lined up perfectly. It's going to give you the sharpest and the best output. So look what's happened with these images. They were not aligned. So either I moved or I wasn't shooting on a tripod. So if you're going to use this method, you need to first auto align. All right, now we're not going to worry about this. We can see the whole stack is kind of off kilter. We're going to go back and do edit, auto blend. We're going to do stack images. And now it's going to blend the layers based on the content. And typically what I find is it's looking for your focus areas as well as your exposure. So it's going to blend it all together and make one cohesive image. And it's also going to correct our alignment issues. So this third method in Photoshop works great, again, if you don't have aligned images or if the HDR is not working for you. So I typically use this one as my go-to just because I just go straight to it, and that way it's all set and done. This works great with landscape scenes. I also use this method for macro or close-up images. It works great. All right, so it's going to trim and it's going to fix our image. We'll give it just a second. It's going to correct all of these edges for us. And it's doing all the masking. So you can look over here in our stack. Now you can do Command D to get rid of the marching ants. And now we have this, cohesive image that it's pulled together. Now, what you'll see with this one, it's really interesting. We still have some ghosting over here that we would need to correct. So it does not remove any ghosting. And so I would have to come in and manually correct that. It also hasn't done as great of a job with the shadows and the detail. It did keep the colors versus our HDR really muted our colors. So this has kept our color tones and it's brought out a lot of detail in the mountains that I like. But it didn't do a good job with this mountain. So we would have to get that corrected. Now, an easy way to do that is to bring back in an image that you want and overlay that. So I will show that in another video. But overall, you've got many ways to blend an image into Lightroom or Photoshop and get a final result. So I hope you'll try some of these and have some fun trying to figure out how to best combine an image and bring out the details that you're looking for.